Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and welcome to day number 8 with verse number 8. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير. What does it mean تكاد تميز من الغيظ؟ تكاد تتميز أي تتقطع. التمييز is something to be someone who's distinguished, someone who is different from everybody else. So at-tamayyuz, that person cut himself from the group. So tatamayyaz means tataqatta, to be cut up. And it says this meaning it would burst from the heat. So the location of Jahannam is described as like a volcano. It is about to burst. And on top, and it itself is given like a consciousness. Ibn al-Ghazali says something very interesting. He says, everything has a consciousness, but we don't understand its consciousness. It's like the earth has a consciousness. The stones have a consciousness. Trees have a consciousness. Every particle has a consciousness. And it has a form of life. What does it mean? But we say it has no life. Yes, it doesn't have a complete life. Its life is so incomplete relative to ours that we say it has no life. So we say like a book, a scarf, a stone, a pebble has no life. But in fact, every particle that exists has a degree of life. And the plant life has enough of a higher degree of life to the point that we could say it's alive or dead. Animals have a higher degree of life to the point that innocently killing an animal is far worse than cutting down. Killing an innocent animal is far worse than cutting down a plant for no reason. Someone cuts down a plant for no reason and kills a plant, you don't feel as bad as he kills a dog, kills a kitten. Reason being, the plant life is less than the animal life. Then if you had to choose between animal life and human life, you have to choose human life. Even if a huge gorilla like Harambe and a little boy, we're going to choose the one that has a greater life. But we humans have a complete life. There is no creature besides the humans, jinn, and angels that have a comparable level of life to us. Everything is a different, lesser level, but it doesn't mean no life at all. Consciousness, everything has got. So Jahannam has a consciousness, and its reaction is anger. Its natural state is anger. Like, what's the natural state of a kitten? It's not anger. It's like curiosity or something. The natural state of trees, the natural state of the earth. Everything has a natural state. The natural default state of the hellfire is like a volcano. This thing wants to erupt. Furthermore, on top of it, it also means the angels in Jahannam, they are also angry because they love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They love the truth. And they are presented with the enemies of truth. They're not presented with innocent people who didn't know and who tried to be good. No, they are presented with the most evil of creation, who deserve nothing less than eternal punishment. Now, so one of the plagues that Muslims have is that they say, like, oh, he looks like a good guy. Yeah, but what information do you have? Oh, just because he has a different religion. What information do you have? Do you think you know better than Allah? Do you think you have more mercy than Allah? Don't make a jazm. A jazm means a certain claim about any individual. So we here are not talking about any individual. We are not allowed to say who's going to heaven and who's going to hell, except in terms of individuals, whom Allah told us. We know Abu Lahab is going to Jahannam. We know Fir'aun is going to hell. Abu Lahab is going to hell. Abu Jahl is going to hell. We know this. Nimrod. All these people, Allah told us. And we know the Sahaba are going to paradise. We can talk about categories of people, but we cannot name an individual and say he's going to hell. We can say he is on the road to hell. Right now, Netanyahu, is he on the road to heaven or hell? He for sure is on a fast track to hellfire. Likewise, many other people who are living in evil. Okay? And it's not just evil relative to humans. It's evil relative to God. One of the diseases, mental blocks that people have. They only judge good and bad relative to humans. This is a branch of humanism. God is more important than humans. The creator is far more important than him. His rights are greater than the rights of humans. Now, he forgives easier than humans forgive. That's because God has no needs. Humans have needs. God does not get offended by us. We get offended. But the creator's rights are far more important than human rights. The creator's rights to be believed in, to be honored, to submit to, etc. At the very least, admit he exists and admit he created you and submit to all his prophets. The very least. But we, in modern times, we care more about what humans think. And we only judge good and bad by is he nice to humans. So he could be a complete atheist, probably maybe even have sympathy with the devil. But if he does some charity work, society will say, he's a nice guy. Who cares if he has a different religion? He's doing good to people. Yeah, but people are not that important relative to the creator. They are not more important than the creator. And that's why the number one, the only unforgivable sin is to die upon disbelief in the creator or any of his prophets. Even if you were murdering 100 million people is less than that. Categorically. It's categorically less than that. So these angels and hellfire is met with whom is, in fact, in truth, the most evil of creation. Neither you nor anybody else has more mercy than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he knows best what is good and what is bad, what is evil and what is not. And these angels there are extremely angry with them and will punish them for an eternity. And they're going to ask them, did you not get a prophet? How could you expose yourself to this? You had now exposed yourself to this severe punishment. In other verses of Quran tells you severe punishment. Skin is melted off, then you get new, fresh, supple skin that can have more suffering. On and on and on and on. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.